question for you, bro. When are you gonna start living this life?
So I recently read this chilling quote, and I'm sure this is going to resonate with you. There's a strange feeling that your real life has not yet begun. For the time being, you're doing this or doing that, but there's always this kind of fantasy that your present reality is just a prelude to some more ideal future. But this ideal future is just a mirage that will fade as you approach it, revealing that the prelude that you just rushed through was in fact your entire life. And then you die. Bro, that is so chilling because it's so true. It's like we're always preparing to live the life that we want, but we never give ourselves the fucking permission to actually go for it. And then the irony is our whole life is spent just waiting for a moment that never comes. So right now, tell me, what are you waiting for? Maybe you're waiting until you have a six-pack. Then you can put yourself out there and start dating. Waiting until the perfect girl just walks into my life. Then I'll be ready and I'll make the move then. Waiting until I feel ready to quit my job. Then I can go after the thing that I want. So waiting to move into my new house or my new apartment, then I can finally relax and be happy. We just keep fucking waiting, bro. And it's interesting because there's actually this woman named Bronnie Ware. She worked in palliative care. So her patients were people who'd gone home to die. They knew they were gonna die. They were just waiting to die. And she would question them and she would ask them about their biggest regrets in life. And what do you think was the number one regrets of all of these people who knew they were about to die? The one thing that was shared by almost all of them. What do you think it is? I wish I'd had the courage to live a life that was true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This is how she describes it. When people realize that their life is almost over and look back clearly on it, it is easy to see how many dreams have gone unfulfilled. Most people had not honored even half of their dreams and had to die knowing that it was due to choices they had made. Or maybe more importantly, the choices they had not made. She concludes it is very important to try and honor at least some of your dreams along the way, because the moment that you lose your health, it's already too late. Let that sink in for a moment. Right now, I want you to close your eyes. Close them. Some of you haven't closed them yet. Close your eyes, bro. And I want you to picture yourself 50 or 60 years from now, when you're 80 years old. You're an old man. I want you to picture yourself looking in the mirror. See your face. See the reflection of your face. See that wrinkly skin on your face. You've lived a long life now. What is the look in your eyes? Is it a happy, proud look knowing that you went for the things you wanted to go for? Or is it a sad, kind of pathetic, depressed look, having seen your whole life pass you by and now you know it's too late? The opportunities, they've come and they've gone and you didn't seize them and you have to die knowing that. How does that feel? Feel that disappointment. Feel how shitty that would be, bro. Now, knowing that this is your future, assuming that you keep going down the same path and waiting, the question becomes, why do you postpone yourself? And the interesting thing about this question is that it comes from over 2,000 years ago from the Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca. He asks us, why are you idle? If you don't seize the day, it escapes. It is wild to me because human nature has literally not changed in over 2,000 years. This is such a chilling question because all of us know that we're guilty of this. We're postponing ourselves. Think about this critically for a second. What is the reason you're literally choosing to postpone your life? And I'm not just saying this on YouTube. I want you to actually tell me, what is this perfect moment that you're waiting for to finally go after the things you want? What does this moment look like? Can you describe it to me? Can you see this moment in your head? And likely what you're going to find is that you're not able to picture this thing, which means that the moment you're waiting for is never going to come. You know, looking back on my life, it was probably when I was 22 years old that I realized I wanted more out of life. I realized I had no female connection and I'd been hiding from that loneliness by using porn and playing a lot of video games. And even though I knew I wanted to change, it just felt so complicated and scary and intimidating. So I decided I'll wait till a future moment and then I'll be ready. And then I started working my first career job. I had to commute like an hour there, sit in a desk for 8 hours. And I knew 2 or 3 weeks in that I couldn't do this. If I did this for the next 30 or 40 years, all the life would be drained out of me and I'd be miserable. And what did I do? I waited anyway. I waited, and in a future day, I'll be able to figure out what I can do instead. Bro, I can tell you that this imaginary moment that you're waiting for, it's never gonna come. It's not coming. It's just an easy story we tell ourselves while we wake up and spend our actual life comparing ourselves to other people on social media, fantasizing about this life we're never gonna live, while we keep continuing down the same path that we happened to stumble on 2 or 3 years ago because your parents suggested that this was a good career path to take, or because this job opportunity fell in your lap and you said, what the hell, I guess I'll just do this. And even though it's depressing and lonely as fuck, it just feels safer to continue down this path and wait for that imaginary moment. Now, with all that being said, I have one final question for you that you've probably never considered before. What if the moment that you've been waiting for is actually right fucking now? This moment that you're living at this very second, now that you're aware of all of these different truths, even though deep down you've probably always felt that these things were true, but now it is a conscious decision that is staring you in the face like a gun to your fucking head. Will you keep waiting and postpone yourself until you die? Or will you demand more out of life and start living right now? And look, I know all of this feels a bit intimidating and like you have to put all this pressure on yourself and it's easier to keep waiting. So to make this feel a bit more possible in your mind, I want you to meet Cole. And Cole is a guy who just a few months ago, he was on the same path of postponing himself. Ready? Here's a recent message from Cole. I handed in my resignation at my job today, going to give this editing business all I have, was anxious as hell to quit, but worked up the courage and sent the email. So basically, Cole was feeling stuck working this job that he didn't care about. He was living at his parents' place still, and he desperately wanted to move away and live in a foreign country, but for years, he just kept waiting.
I was living in my parents' basement, working as a truck dispatcher, not really loving life. What's changed in my life since joining Beast Nation is I moved down to Peru, hanging out here, getting lots of matches on Tinder and stuff. Started an editing business and building that up. In the first month and a half, met up with this other guy that was a couple hours away. And since then, we've been like best friends, going back and forth with all our business ideas. Whether we're going on a date, we hype each other up. Couldn't have done any of this without Beast Nation, and I'm pretty stoked to see where it takes me.
And it's not just Cole. Let me tell you about Josh. Here's a message from Josh. Hey bros, today I want to officially share I started a relationship with a girl who I met a month and a half ago. She is so fucking awesome and wants to support me with my goals and ambitions. I've already ticked one of my missions for this year off. Let's keep the grind on. After years of waiting to finally feel ready to start meeting and dating girls, Josh just made it happen.
I'm a very introverted person. I had absolutely no luck with women at all. I used the Iron Core system to really get inspired within myself and to gain the confidence within myself. Bro, I was on Tinder for 4 days before I found someone. We went on the first date, I took charge, kind of made me feel like I know what I'm doing, like, I'm a G type thing. Probably the biggest thing that's changed in my life is my level of confidence. I don't doubt myself anymore.
Now look, it's basically impossible to do all this by yourself. Like, this only happened for myself and guys like Cole and Joshua because they were able to find like-minded brothers on the same path to give them the courage to take that initial leap of faith. But by also having a coach to hold them accountable so they actually did the shit they said they were gonna do, by having access to real strategies that they could follow so they knew where to get started and they couldn't make the excuse of wanting to wait more. And all of this is part of Beast Nation. Beast Nation was designed specifically to help guys like Cole and Joshua at a price point that is doable for everyone. And look, man, it does not have to be Beast Nation. As long as you can piece together all of these different elements, then you can find a way forward. On the other hand, where are you gonna find a community of thousands of men looking to grow together and boost each other to the next level? With step-by-step modules to help you earn an extra 5K per month, master your dating life, and more. And have access to speaking with me every single week to help you navigate past any obstacles that get in your way. And I know there's been some of you out there lurking in the bushes, waiting to see if this is actually real. So in order to make this a no-brainer for you, so you can finally give yourself a shot, risk-free, because don't you actually deserve that? To stop postponing your life once and for all? Like, bro, if there's a part of you deep down that knows you're capable of achieving more, then right now, only for the next 5 days, you can join Beast Nation for only $1, and that is gonna cover your entire first month. Stop waiting on the sidelines, bro. I wanna see you in the game. Like, I genuinely want to see you win. Beast Nation is here for you. We're ready to help you. But we can't help you if you don't take the first step. Nothing in your life is gonna change if you can't take that first step.